No, there's this console called the Steam Deck. And no, it's not whether this is. This is what's Amazon isn't even putting the right thing out. But that thing is called the Stream Deck, not what the thing we're talking about is the Steam Deck. So on this site of you can't say the site's name, but you know what site I'm talking about. So we talked about Nintendo PC fans wanting Nintendo fans to pirate games on the PC, but then we have the Steam Deck. So the Steam Deck is this thing that exists, and I see ads for basically saying, oh, you get this great console, Steam Deck. You get to play all your Steams on PC on this thing. Okay, and basically then you have stuff like this. I hope it's a remaster for says, oh, just buy a Steam Deck. No, I won't. And you have a lot of these types of things here for the Steam Deck, and in every thread you see a lot of things related to the Steam Deck. And if you bought the Steam Deck and you like it, I don't have anything against you, but you're basically if you attack people for buying a Switch because you didn't buy the superior Steam Deck, there's really something wrong with you. It's the same thing with Sony fanboys. Oh, how dare you buy Nintendo Switch or Xbox? You're buying the inferior console, okay? You're buying the inferior console, okay? You buy the inferior console because it's not made by PlayStation. Sin. We don't know how well the Steam Deck sold. But this is the Valve Steam Deck. This is the console on Amazon. And it only holds up to 64 gigabytes. And there's also ones of higher gigabytes, but they're way more expensive. So these consoles are way more expensive than the Switch. And people say, but graphics, no. This is most of the PC fanboys. This console will probably not really sell as well as the Switch, obviously, because most of the people who will be buying it anyways are PC gamers, people who have money to fork over for $2,000 to $5,000 PCs. These types of people, and then to go around in threads or in comments insulting people for not forking over so much money for a Steam Deck or a PC or all this high end stuff. Okay, because Steam Deck is considered a high end console. It's a cloud gaming thing, and you can play all your Steam. It's basically a portable PC. That's why there's cheaper Steam Decks. That's why there's more expensive Steam Decks. Okay, it's basically meant to put PC games, but you can play them on the go. Okay, and it's a pretty good idea, honestly. Okay, a lot of people play games on the PC. A lot of people play Steam, so it's a pretty good idea. It's a pretty good thing. But Steam Deck fanboys and Steam Deck warriors are attacking people for buying a Nintendo Switch, saying you're buying the worst console because but buy the Steam Deck, buy it, okay? Don't buy the Switch. It's a waste of money because you don't have the same graphics as the Steam Deck. Okay, it's so dumb. And this is why people say graphics don't matter. This is why people exactly online, a lot of people will tell you if you criticize the game for its graphical looks or it looks worse than like another version of the game, people will tell you that graphics don't matter. This is why. PC gamers are exactly why. And people who attack indie games for the way they look, mostly trolls. I used to be one of those types of people who would say indie games are terrible because they had worse graphics than Call of Duty or Halo or The Last of Us or high-end games, the big games, basically, they look like, Fallout 4, that came out the same year as The Tale, The Witcher 3, they look like The Witcher 3, so 0 out of 10 game. There, they look like the big games. But this is basically why people say graphics don't matter, because most PC gamers play games for the graphics. Okay, I know people like, but graphics don't matter, but most PC gamers they play games for the graphics. They want to have the highest graphics possible, and then they'll go attack you for being a console peasant. And apparently, this entire attitude has now translated to portable gaming as well. Of course, when it comes to peasants, Most people who play games on the phone are the lowest of low of peasants, according to Steam Deck users, obviously. And of course, you have further up Nintendo handhelds and of course PS Vita. At least they're not mobile gamers and only play, pay to win garbage. But still play inferior consoles. Okay, they still play inferior consoles to the amazing Steam Deck, and of course, the highest, of course, is the Steam Deck. But have you ever played the Steam Deck? Do you think it's a good console, good product as well? You know, and yeah, you can play games like Witcher. You can play Persona. You can play all these big games on the Steam Deck. So for people who have been wanting to play Skyrim, Skyrim's also on the Switch. But if you want to play games like GTA 5, Cyberpunk, and the Witcher 3 is also on the Switch. Cyberpunk and GTA, Fallout, and God of War, Portable. Oh wait, they had God of War on the PSP, but who's gonna buy a PSP in this current year? Okay, you could play those games on the go. Okay, but you sort of attack people for only the Switch. It is honestly sad. Just like Xeno fans and just like, PC fans who attack console gamers for playing consoles. Like, just leave people alone and let people buy what they want.